Welcome guys to our top 10 channel where we go over the top 10s of all the different things across the globe that we decided to put into a category of 10. This week we are going over our top 10 worst/dumbest superheroes of all time. Kicking it off at number 10, we have Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl, being exactly what it sounds like, is a girl as a squirrel. She dresses up as a squirrel, dresses up as a squirrel. She has earmuffs and a tail.
And at number 9, we have the Red Bee, who, though not dressed as a bee, has the power to control the swarms from his belt.
Which I think is very impressive against those who are fearful of the bees.
I mean, I don't know if, especially when he fought against the Nazis, I don't know if they were scared of bees.
Oh yeah.
So, it's a bit of a weird one, going to fight criminals and Nazis with bees.
Yeah, well, maybe the odd few will be scared of bees and it will deal some impactful and questionable damage. Maybe it'll stop them from shooting the guns because they got sore fingers or something. And kicking it off to number 8, we are starting with Vibe, who is very music-influenced superhero that kills or destroys or conquers people with the power of music. And the description of Vibe is literally he destroys anyone with the power of music with vibration, shockwaves of music hitting people, and that's pretty much how he goes by. I'm not sure if he has any signature instruments or anything like that, but all we know is that he uses the power of music to defeat his opponents, although there wasn't many sold copies of Vibe, and I think there was only ever one issue.
I think they also killed him off, brought him back.
Yes, they killed him off, brought him back. I thought it'd be fun to bring him back just to, I think, yet again, kill him off.
And so we have at number 7, a personal favourite of mine is the Almighty Dollar, who is also dressed up as a dollar, has the power to shoot pennies from his wrist.
Is there any specific of what he shoots out?
It's I think it's just, it says pennies, I'm just gonna go with pennies. But my favourite thing about him though is his catchphrase when he's thwarting his many enemies is, "Here's your chain."
Number 6, we have Extrano, probably the most flamboyant superhero you'll ever meet, even more flamboyant than the fan series of Flash. This guy is running around in a very pink and colourful suit. Not sure what any of his superpowers.
He's a magician.
He's a magician.
Yeah, he's a magician.
There we go. So, magician, flamboyant superhero saving people with fabulousness.
Number 5, we have a well-known one though, is the Green Lantern, because it's just a terrible superhero.
I agree with that one.
Had terrible comics, terrible films. He's not particularly the most liked apart from the Justice League main 6, 7 people.
No, I think I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Green Lantern, when I watched it in the cinemas with the one with Ryan Reynolds, was such a major disappointment. Oh my god, 90% of the movie being actually CGI, the rest actual practical effects. In fact, I don't even think there was practical effects.
Probably not.
Maybe just them walking around was practical. Anyway, moving on, we got number 4, Thrasher. Now, I'm going to talk about the backstory of him straight away because you might have heard this one before.
Is it in the Just one?
Oh yeah, most people will know this one.
Unique?
Yeah, he starts off as a child, and his parents are killed in front of him by a criminal in an alleyway.
No.
Yeah. New, original, hear me out.
Yeah.
He then gets rich, famous, and becomes a multi-billionaire of his own company and decides to build an armor, suit, and weapons as well as vehicles, all for himself in his signature way, whilst dressing in complete black, whilst fighting vigilantes at night.
I think I've heard this one before.
No, I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. I think he's original.
I'm sure there's a hero somewhere out there who's had that same.
I can't think of the top of my head, but I think there might be. I can't really think of any on the top of my head.
Check on that.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that one.
But anyway, moving on to number 3, we have Skate Man. A man who just skates. It's kind of the obvious.
Skates and fights crime.
It's a shameful story for a man who served.
Yeah, what's his backstory again?
He was a veteran who came back from Vietnam. And I think one of his friends died to a criminal. He just vengeance with the power of skating.
Oh wow, nice. So he went from a Vietnam veteran to a skater, fighting the most crime that skater could find. Right. Next, I've got for number 2. You'll like this one. A guy called Arms Fall Off Boy. where his arms do fall off, but at his own will, do not worry. His arms don't just fall off at any point. He can take his arms off and beat his opponent with his arm just in case he's not really feeling like he wants to use his fist today. He'll just take his arm off and beat his opponent. Now, that is actually it we have. There is no backstory to this guy. There is no information about him apart from the fact that he can take off his arms and beat you with them. Apart from that, there was only ever one issue ever made.
Anyway, number one on his worst hero ever is Codpiece. The man who literally is Inspector Gadget, but instead of his heart and his body, he uses his crotchal region.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there. I don't think he's the worst. I think he's the weirdest. Or the dumbest. But I don't know, I think
it's the worst power when having like Almighty Dollar Man who can shoot pennies.
His entire technology-based equipment is around this codpiece around his crotch. And from there, what does it fire?
And I know you have the boxing glove, which is like kind of a shaft.
Which you'd expect from like an arm or something.
When like that little gun you pick and go.
Yeah, but no, this comes from his crotch, yeah.
It's powerful.
Right, and that is our top 10. If you've got any ideas of what you think might be the top 10 worst or dumbest superheroes you've ever seen, be sure to let us know. Anyways, that is it for us this week. Be sure to join us next week. We'll be talking about the top 10 worst supervillains. Which I think it'll be pretty interesting, to be honest.
It'd be a fun one.
Yeah, because supervillains are quite weird, aren't they?
Have
a little bit of a weird backstory. Anyway, that's it. Be sure to check us out on our Twitter, our Instagram, and Facebook feed. We're putting lots of information on what we've been up to. Anyways, that is it. We'll see you next week.